Hello my dear friends, so today we are going to solve the question print the longest common substring. So basically in this question two strings will be given x and y, and what we need to do is we need to print the longest common substring. Basically as you can see a b c d e z, a b c d e z, this is the string which is common in both the input string. So what we need to return, we need to return a b c d e z. As you can see, it is the longest common substring. So basically substring is the continuous, okay, and in subsequence the continuity doesn't matter. The element should be present in both the strings in the perfect order, means order should not be changed, but in substring the order should be maintained as well as the element should be continuous. So this is the longest common substring. So in last question what we have done is we have printed the length of this longest common substring. So we have returned the solution as 6, but this time they told us to print the entire longest common substring. So entire longest common substring means we need to return a b c d e z. Perfect. I hope the question is clear now. So how we are going to solve this question? So first of all, try to visit the longest common substring problem. So this will be a bit easier for you. And still, if you don't want to visit that problem, I am going to explain you the core concept. So this question can be solved by the help of the DP. So there are few steps that we need to follow while writing the solution by DP. So what are the few steps that are required? So first of all, we need to create a matrix. Okay. Then what we have to do? We have to start that matrix first row and column. We need to fill the items of the first row and first column. Then according to the choice diagram, we are going to write a code such that all the elements of that matrix are going to be filled, and our solution is going to be the last element of the DP. So these are the 4 steps to solve a dynamic programming question. So in question the strings are given to us as x and y that are like this: z, x, a, b, c, d, e, z, y. This is x string and this is y string, that is y, z, a, b, c, d, e, z, and last element is again change. So let us remove this y. So it start from here. So as you can see, if you are going to find the longest common substring, so it is going to be a, b, c, d, e, z, a, b, c, d, e, z. Perfect. So you are going to return a, b, c, d, e, z. This is going to be the longest common string. But suppose if I ask you to print the longest common subsequence, what you are going to print? As you can see, z is also there. After that a, b, c, d, e, z, this is entire thing is common. Then we have, so if they ask you to print longest common subsequence, okay, if they ask you to print longest common subsequence, so output would be z, a, b, c, d, e, z. This is going to be output for the longest common subsequence. But in question we are solving the longest common substring. Perfect. So what is there in substring? The element should be continuous. So we are not going to zn, we are not going to take this z because z is not continuous in both the strings. It's continuous in the y, but it is not continuous in the x. So this time we are solving the problem on the longest common substring. If you want to see the longest common subsequence video, I have also uploaded that. So this time we will focus on the longest common substring. So to solve this question, I told you we require DP. So for DP we need to know the size of both the string. Suppose the size of x is m and size of y string is n. So we need to create a DP of m plus 1 and n plus 1. So here if you are going to count the elements, so it is 3, 3, 6, 3, 9. I think 9 elements are there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. So it will be 9 plus 1, and here we removed one element, so it will be 8 plus 1. Okay, so we need to create a DP of 10, 10 and 9. So there will be 10 rows and 9 columns. Okay, this was the first step that we have done, create matrix. Now we need to start the matrix first row and first column. Okay, so let us create a DP. Okay, it will contain 9 rows. I am not creating all the rows, just for the reference, because rest we are going to write the code for that, because we just want to fill elements of first row and first column manually, and then we are going to write the code 3 4 5 and so on. The last element is going to be here 9. Here it will be 0 1 2 0 1 2 like this, and last element is going to be 3, and last element is going to be 8 here. Perfect. So this is the length of string X, okay, and this is the length of string Y. Okay, perfect. So yeah, perfect it is. So now what I told you, we need to fill the first row and first column. So this is our first row and this is our first column. So always start with this one. What does this block of matrix tells us? It tells us that for the X string we have one element. For the X string we have one element, and what was the first element of the X string? That is Z. For Y string we have 0, means it is empty. Now tell me, if I ask you the question, is there anything common between these two? Or if I ask you the same question, that can you please tell me what is the longest common subsequence between X and substring between X and Y? You are going to say that if there are no elements common in both the substrings, so the longest common substring will be 0. So length is going to be 0. Okay. Similarly, if you are going to solve for the 2, so 2 means here we have two elements, Z and X. Now if I ask you the same question, now tell me, again you are going to say that as the string Y is empty, so the common elements between X and Y are 0. So we can say that it will be 0. Similarly, all the elements are going to be filled by 0 only. Perfect. So we have filled the first column. Now let us start with the first row. So for this we are going to start with this element 1. So what this 1 tells us, that Y has a length of 1. It means our first element Z is present in the Y string, but for the X string the elements are 0. Okay, so 0 means there is no element. And if I ask you the same question, now tell me the longest common substring between X and Y, you are going to say the same thing, that Mohit, now we have 0 element common between these two, so here also it will be 0. Similarly, all the elements are going to be filled with the 0. Perfect. And if there is no element common, then again it will be, answer will be 0. So we have filled the first row and first column by ourselves. So in DP we have done the 2 steps starting. Now we need a choice diagram. So what is choice diagram tells us? Choice diagram, first of all we need to go for the recursive solution that I explained in the last video. Perfect. So what we are going to do is, choice diagram says that start from the end. Okay, so if elements are given like this, Z, X, A, B, C, D, E, Z, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, Z, X. Okay, what choice diagram tells us? It tells us like this. First of all, compare the elements. If the elements are equal, then select them. So there are 2 cases, equal or not equal. If elements are equal, what I am going to do? I am going to increase the count by 1, and again I am going to check for the rest of the elements. Perfect. And if the elements are not equal, okay, so the string, continuity of the string breaks. So at that time what we are going to do? We are going to put answer as 0. So this is our choice diagram. So now we need to write the code according to this. Perfect. So what I am going to do? We are going to start from the first row and first column. Okay. And what we are going to do? We are going to check if the elements are equal or not. So first of all, what we need to do? We need to fill this entire dp. So we are going to fill like this. For I in range of, first of all we need to write rows, that is m plus 1, here semicolon, sorry, for j in range of n plus 1. Perfect. This is going to be like this. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to check if elements are equal, if x minus 1 equal to y of j minus 1. If they are equal, what we are going to do, we are going to fill dp of I comma j by adding one element, and if we have got the last element as equal, so what we are going to do, we are going to shift to the rest of the element. It means we are going to call dp of I minus 1 and j minus 1. This we are going to do. Perfect. Or else what we are going to do, we are going to say that dp of I comma j, okay, it will be 0 if elements are not equal. This was the simple thing we are going to use to fill the elements. Perfect. So let us fill this dp for this question, because we want to print the longest common substring. So okay, so let me write the elements. So we need to write the elements of the string x and y. So what was the input for the strings? Input was like this. So here we have z, here we have x, then again it is a, b, and I have not written all the elements, so last element will be y. Similarly here the elements are like this: z, a, b, c, and last element is x, like this. So I told you we will come here and we will check if this element is equal to this element. So what we were doing, we were adding 1 to dp of I minus 1 comma j minus 1. So suppose here we are standing, so I minus 1 will be this and j minus 1 will be this. So in this element we need to add 1. So what is this element? As of now it is 0. So what you are going to do, add 1 to here, so we are going to get 1 here. Now we will come to this, we will compare x and z. So now tell me, x and z are equal or not? I told you they are not equal. They are not equal. So we are going to enter in the else condition and we are going to fill this element with 0. Again you are going to see, are they equal? No. So fill with 0. Are they equal? No. Similarly fill rest of the elements. This will also become 0. Are they equal? No. Now they become equal. So add 1 here. Okay, are they equal? No, something like this. Again 0, 0, 0. Here what you are going to get, b is equal to b. Perfect. You are going to get like this. So, and here you are going to get 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. C is equal to c. So this element will be 1 and you are going to get, and similarly you are going to get 1 like this. Suppose if x is here, so x and x are compared, so 1 is here. So you will observe one pattern, that our output was a, b, c, d, e, z. Okay, this was our output. So as you can see, a, b, c, d, this is a, this is b, this is c. Similarly, if you were writing next elements, you are going to get the next elements as well. Perfect. Here it was not x. Okay, first it was d, then e. So as you can see, we are traversing in this way. So after filling the elements of the dp, we will reach here. So what we are going to do, once we are reach here, then we will see where we are getting this 1. If the elements are common, suppose we are at here, this position, if elements are common, we are going to store that element c, then we will move one step backward. Again we are going to check if elements are common, then what we are going to do, we are going to add that element. So first last element will be added. So last element that was common was z, then e will be added, then d will be added, then c will be added, then b will be added, and eventually we are going to reach this point a. And then we will again go back diagonally and check whether we are getting a 0 or 1. Perfect. So now tell me one thing, are we going to get 1 here or something else? Suppose if b and b are equal, okay, I did one mistake but you also did notice, it is 1 plus minus 1, dp of I minus 1 j minus 1, so it will be 1 plus 1, it will be 2, it will become 3, and so on. So like this we are finally here we are going to get the length of the common element in last, so 6. So you need to go to one step backward till you reach the 1. Perfect. So you will, here you are going to get the length, but if you are going to traverse in the backward direction, you are going to get all the elements. So basically now what you have to do, you have to traverse again to this dp, and you need to find 1 2 3 4, wherever you see elements you need to print them or add in the string. So perfect. I hope now question is clear. So let's start from the beginning and write the code, complete code. It's a very easy question. So I'm going to write define. This is the function name longest, and this common string print LCS string longest common substring, which is going to take a string x, which is going to take y, which is going to take m as the length of x string and n as the length of y string. Then I told you what to do, we need to initialize the dp. So dp initialization will be like this. Dp will be, I am going to start every element with 0. So I am going to write for I in range of, first we need to write columns. So columns are there for the y string. So it will be n plus 1, and for j in range m plus 1. Perfect. This is the starting of the dp. Now let us define the longest we are going to store the longest common length of the longest common substring. And then what we are going to do, whenever we will see in our example we have only one common substring, okay, that's why we have got this directly. But there may be some cases so where we are going to get the longest common substring in mixture. Okay, I will tell you one example. Okay, so like this, if it is given a b c d e f g, and if the other substring is given like this y a b, then it is z e f g. Okay, so here there are two strings that are continuous. Okay, one is a b and other one is e f g. Okay, so you need to print the longest common substring. So what you need to print? EFG. Okay, so to maintain this length, longest length, we are going to choose a variable length, and there we are going to, whenever we see that if it is greater than the before existing substring, we are going to update this length, and also we are going to store the starting and ending element of this a substring. Okay, so if we can store this, so directly we can reach out to that position of row and column, and then we are going to print the elements. Perfect. So what we were reach, yeah, we have reached here. Now what I am going to tell you, that let's say initially length is 0 and row from where the common substring start is also 0 and column is also 0. Perfect. Now we are going to use the for loop for I in range of, first of all we need to write rows, so it is m plus 1, for j in range of n plus 1. Perfect. Now what I told you, to initialize the element. So if for first row and first column, if I equal to 0 or j equal to 0, if this happens, what I told you, we are going to fill the elements of the dp by 0. Perfect. Else if we are going to elif or else if you can write. So else if, what we are going to do, if elements are equal, if x of I minus 1 equal to y of I minus 1, I told you that if elements are equal, then what we are going to do, first of all we are going to call dp of I comma j by adding 1 to the previous element, I minus 1 j minus 1. Perfect. This we have done. Now if the elements are equal, so I told you what we are going to do, we are going to check if length is less than the dp of I comma j. What dp of I comma j stores? It stores the longest common substring length. Suppose if this is greater than the length, so what I told you, we need to update the length. So length will be now dp of I comma j, and rows and column are also going to be uploaded. So row will be equal to I and column will be equal to j. This is the case when the length is greater. Suppose, and what will be the else condition? If the elements are not equal, so I told you we are going to fill the dp I comma j with 0. So this is done, right? Now we have got the length as well as we have got the row and column. Now we need to directly go there and we need to print the elements. So this is the filling of the entire dp. Okay, so first of all what we have done, here the function starts. So we have done the initialization, then we have done we have started the dp. Here we have filled the first row and first column, and here is the code for the rest of the things. So this is done. Now we need to print the elements. We have to write the code to print the element. So first of all I am going to check if length equal to 0. Finally, see, starting we have choose the length is 0, but suppose at the end also if there are no common substring, so what we need to print? We need to print no common substring. No common substring. So this is the exception case that you need to handle. No common longest common substring. Perfect. And you are going to return, right? Or now if the length is not 0, so we are not going to enter in the if condition. So what I am going to do, first I am going to find let us make a result that is a string. Okay, let's fill with 0 and multiply with the length. So what it will do is, it will make a string. Suppose the length is 5, so it will make a list string with 5 zeros. Perfect. So we have started a result. Now what I am going to do, I am going to update each and every element of this result. As the length is fixed, so that's why we have done this. Now what I am going to do, I am directly going to reach at that row and column, because I know from where the longest common substring starts, because we have updated the row and column as soon as it was equal. So what I am going to do, with the help of while loop, I am directly going to start that dp of row and column. Okay, so how I am going to come till now they become 0, I will traverse in the backward direction. Okay, and now suppose the length is here 5, but if you need to reach to this element, it will be of index 4. So it means I am going to write length minus equal to 1. I am going to decrease length by 1. Why? Because I need to reach that index. Okay, so by using this I can reach directly to the index. So now what I am going to do, I am going to write result length. Okay, length, we have reached the last index of this result. This will be equals to x of row minus 1. Means we are going to reach that element. X of row minus 1 means, suppose if the in the dp this element was equal, so x of row minus 1 will tell you the third, suppose this is the fifth element, so it will come and write the 5 here. Perfect. Okay, got it. So, and then what we were doing, once we got this, we were going backward in the diagonally we were moving backward. So it will be equals to x of row minus 1. Instead of x of row minus 1, you can write y of column minus 1 also, because as the elements are equal, both the values will be equal. So like this, and once the result is getting updated, so what we were doing, we were moving diagonal, so row will be decreased by 1 and column is also decreased by 1. Okay, and at the end what we are going to do, we are going to print the result. Print result. Perfect. So this is our code. Okay, so finally we are going to print, and yeah, that's it only. Okay, so and now length will become decrease every time. If the length decrease every time, so we are going to get it, row is also decreasing, column is also decreasing, so this while loop will end when it's become 0. Perfect. So this is the function that we have written, and how the function call is going to be happen. So function call is going to be happen like this: print lc string we have done, and we are going to pass x, y and m and n. Suppose length are directly given to us, or you can find the length. Okay, so it was 9 and 8. Perfect. So we like this, we are going to call the function, and here is the function. So what we have done, we have first done the dp declaration. Okay, we required some variables, then we have written the first row first case condition, then we have written the condition to fill the rest of the elements of the dp, then we have handled the length 0, and then what we have done, we have got the row and the column from where the longest common substring start, and then we have gone move diagonally backward, and then we got each and every element, and then we have print the result. So I hope you got this solution. If you have any doubt, you can let me know in the comment section. Do give your feedbacks in the comment section. I will be happy to answer all of them. Thank you.